Ooh, child. Ooh, child. Can anybody hear me? Can anybody hear me? Ooh, child. Ooh, child. Can anybody hear me? Can anybody hear me? Ooh, child. Ooh, child. Can anybody hear me? Can anybody hear me? Ooh, child. Ooh, child. Can anybody hear me? Can anybody hear me? Ooh, child. Ooh, child. Can anybody hear me? Can anybody hear me? Hey, Zero Likeness. Thank you for letting me know you can hear me. Ooh, child. I got to get this right. Okay. Hey, Contra James. How you doing? Hey, TC. Good morning. I named this Woo Child. It never fails. The contest fallouts. And I love it. Y'all know I do love it. I like to when the contests go out to like look around YouTube and see what different people saying and stuff. And child, I've been getting my life. You hear me? Of course, we had the Halloween contest. It's one of my favorite contests because I love Halloween. That's my favorite holiday, and it's also my grandmother's birthday. And I know she's resting in peace. Hey, she talked too much, and she never shut up. But I've been getting my life. The fallout from the Halloween contest is still falling out. Okay, and I don't know which one I'm gonna start. I started to go live. Like I looked at a couple of lives after the contest, and then I started to go live. But I said, no, I'm gonna have to wait. I want to see some more. Watching other stuff too on YouTube, and being a little bit busy, with the real world. Hey, well informed, but now we had the contest. I started in the B sector. I wanted to see what was happening over here because Halloween it was contest in everywhere. School had a contest, a Halloween contest. Aunt T had the Halloween purge contest. Uh, Nika had the Halloween contest, Halloween costume. Broadway had a Halloween contest. Now you talking about the bomb. That was the best contest ever. It got better and better and better as the night, you know, wore on. Now it wasn't no real long contest, but some of them go longer than others. And he had a cutoff time. And then the captain had his um, the Dukes, Boots, and line dancing. And child, I can't wait to talk to y'all about that. But I think we're gonna start with Lady Nika because you guys know I start with the B sector every time, and I don't want to change the way I've been doing things. Okay, so let me get to Nika's contest. Now that's the first contest I watched was Nika's, because I mean those contests was stacked. back to back to back, and some of them was supposed to start at the same time and all of that kind of bullshit. But I wanted to see Nika's first, and that's where I started the Halloween contest journey that I went on. Now, on her contest, I watched it, okay, and I tell you the people that was in it. It was Pastor was in it, Mika, Mo Better, Lovely Love. I think Uppity was in it too, cause she made a drink, like a Halloween drink with eyeballs in it and stuff. Who else was it? I think that's about it. It wasn't a whole bunch of people in it. And like Nika contest, it went, as it's supposed to go. It wasn't a bunch of talk in between and all that. And see, I like that. There wasn't no argument on there. Buddy Lee, of course, was the DJ again, and I was glad to see that. Um, so Lovely Love, I can't think of what she called herself being, but she danced, and was posing and stuff. She had a hat on and did a little couple of dance steps. Okay, and then Mo Better was a witch, and she made like a bubbling stew for the youth of like the teeth, the beef sector. She was putting different things in there, like some for sour patch, I think sour cream, different little things that she was putting in it. It was cute, because like a witch cauldron. I think that's what she was going for, and making like stew out of different people that was here. That's here in the beef sector. Um, Now to me, Mika had the. I liked hers. She was my first pick. Okay, I picked her for number one. But see, I'm not no judge. But I'm just telling you, I feel that she should have got number one. But she didn't. Maybe she'll have better luck next year. She was like a morphed into like a butterfly, and it was black. The room was dark, and it had pretty lights on the wings and stuff. And she was doing different things with the wings, and that was really cute. Now I liked her thing. And then they was trying to say it was like something like Tracy did before, and just making up a bunch of dumbass stuff. And I was saying, what? But that's beside the point, okay? Um, I can't think of what uppity was. She had on yellow, and I seen the costume. I don't know if she was because next last year was a pepper, like a Halloween peanut pepper red, and it was something that we eat that's yellow, okay, or gold. It wasn't no banana. It was with the Halloween thing, okay. I can't remember what it was. Okay, and Pastor, he was a Caesar, like a Caesar, with the Roman costume on. Now I seen the costume before, but it seemed like it was a little different. Something about it. I don't know if it was what he had on up under it or something was different, and it looked better this year. And he had like a crown on, and he was doing like the Caesar. You know how when they getting ready to march to war and stuff. He did a thing like that. Okay. Let me see who else. Okay, I did I did more better. Okay, now like I said, I forgot to tell you guys. Um, what Uppity did, she made like the drink, and she had eyeballs in it and stuff like that. It was cute because I've been to parties where they have different kind of ice and stuff, and so I thought it was cute. I don't know what kind of drink it was. It was like wine and orange juice, maybe a mimosa. I don't know. Trying to think, was there anybody else in it? Okay, so then it's time for the poll and the judging on those costumes. But when the poll went up, I seen Lovely Love name. I seen Mo Better. What was that other person name? Whatever the other person name. And I was saying, where Pastor and where Mika at? What come they in on the thing? That's what's going through my mind, and I just couldn't figure it out. Okay, but I wasn't there for the rules, so I can't say what was going on. Now later on, I found out that the judges were secret, so they was up in the clouds watching, and we'll never know who those judges was. But that's gave me a better understanding of why Pastor them wasn't on it because the judges voted up in the sky. So that was their decision, and I ain't got no problem with that. Um, I think the pot was like $300, and it was split. I think between Lovely Love and Mobetta. Mobetta, she got number one, and Lovely Love got number two. I don't know if it was any other place, and I don't know if it was a three. I hadn't heard anything like that. I didn't use YouTube spear, but I don't know everything. But other than that, the contest was good. It was not a long, drawn out thing. It was like this one, this one, this one. It was, wasn't a bunch of talking between it, and I like that. That the contest went smooth. Okay, all right. So I left there, and I ran through to see if Ant had started because he was supposed to have a Halloween thing. He wasn't live, so then I went to looked around some more, and then I went to Broadway. Broadway came on after Nika. Um, in his contest, it was $1,300 up for grab, and it was one winner only. Which, before I get to that, let me tell you about the captain's contest. Now, the captain had his contest on the 30th, and his prize was $1,000, and it was going to be one winner. Now, I said that before, as I would get the understanding of the prizes, I would tell you. And so, like, for as Nika's concerned, I didn't know what her pot was because I never did put it in my notepad. Okay, but the captain, his contest was the Dukes, boots, and line dancing. Now, y'all know how I was advertising that and everything. I'm telling people to get your Daisy Dukes out or your best cowboy or the Western outfit. Get your boots ready. And like the first round was supposed to have been based on your dukes. I mean your boots and your. I thought it was the boots and the dukes was the first round, and the second round was the lion dancing. Nope, it didn't have win. Wait a minute. Okay, some kind of way the first round. I was thinking it was the boots and the dukes, and come to find out it was just the dukes. Okay. Then it turned into the boots. And there was a discrepancy because I'm thinking cowboy boots. But he said, while the contest was going, no, I ain't saying no cowboy boots. You can have any kind of boots on. So the first lady, Lovely, from the Mo 3 sector, she had on some badass cowboy boots, okay? They were like turquoise and had designs on them and stuff. And plus, she had her Dukes on. I don't know if I talked about this before. It seemed like I did, but I don't know if I did. But it's the lady had like some Daisy Dukes on, cowboy boots, and she had a shirt, like a cutoff shirt, and then she had like a mesh shirt, one of the shirts you could see through. You know, you could see through it. Um, and I would have X'd the shirt because the shirt was longer than the shorts. And the only way you got the shorts, see the shorts is when she pulled up the shirt because everybody was saying, pull your shirt up, so they could see her dukes. And honey, the hum dukes was duking. You hear me? They was dukes. But then she did her dance, came out outfit and stuff and pose, and they hurried up and scooted her off the stage. Okay, she didn't get to say nothing between after she did her did her do. Well, here come Lady Woo. And she got on some boots up to her knees, some go-go boots look like they were brown. I didn't care for them at all. They looked cheap. And I'm not just saying it because I don't care for her. That's when I found out you could have any kind of boot on, okay? And she didn't have no Days Dukes on. She had like some shorts that was cut off up in the, you know how blue jeans are, and you cut the top out, the front off the blue jeans all the way up high. You make a big old, cut that all off, and so you can see all of your leg, like thighs and stuff. And then the back was a little longer, you know. Um, I didn't care for them because they kind of looked like they was made in a hurry. I think she just cut off some pants. Now I might be wrong. And then she had on like a one of them suits that you put on that you snap between your legs, and you could see the top of her hips and stuff. So to me, I didn't care for the outfit, but they were saying, "Oh yeah, this and that," and they got to judge it and judge her boots. And now one thing about it, uh, that I could say this here, um, Wu looked pretty. Okay, her face was so pretty and her hair was pretty. Now I will say that, and she knocked that out the park because she had her makeup on fleek, but I wasn't impressed with her boots or her dupes. Okay, and then she got up and she danced and stuff, and then after she got through, then she got to talk to the judges. And see, the first lady didn't get to talk to the judges. I didn't like that because when they was critiquing her, she was talking back, talking back to them, and I don't feel like if the first one didn't get to talk to the judges after they perform, the second don't need to get to talk to the judge. They need to get us escorted off the stage like the first one did. But woo, they talk back and forth, talk back and forth. Then 88 came up. And she had on some short shorts. And y'all know 88 got a pretty shape. So she was posing and stuff, and then she was dancing. And when she got through, she got to stay up on the panel and she got to talk to the judges as they was critiquing her. And see, that to me, that the first one should have got to talk too. I don't think like you tell me to get off the stage. I think you tell everybody else after me to get off the stage. You know. So okay, now after they got through with that, then they were supposed to line dance, but really didn't nobody know how to do it. Now, as I was saying, ever since I started announcing the contest, I was saying, y'all got to do them line dances perfect. You don't have to do it by yourself. You can have others. To me, that's that like the electric slide, but they do different steps with it as the country thing to music. Um, I wasn't impressed with the dancing, period. They didn't have their shit together. Okay, so then when they announced the winner was 88. Okay, now I didn't have no problem with that because she rolled with the flow. Okay, she rolled with the flow. But the only thing I didn't like about what 88 did is she got to talk to the judges afterwards. I didn't think that was fair. So when they announced 88, Wu had a fit. Do you hear me? Ooh, she clowned, honey. Okay, then the Brandon, had them to get out the stage, child, and he started dragging people, child. He said he had pictures of Wu was playing with her cootie cat for him, and before the contest, and all, since October the 14th or something like that, y'all. And I was saying, what? When they put playing with your cootie part of the contest? And I was shocked. My mouth hit the floor. So, I stayed to the end, and he's supposed to be gone from YouTube after that. And when he was dragging. He drugged several people, and he got raunchy with it, talking about kids and everything. And then he gone, child. And I was saying, shut your mouth and keep on talking. So then I just started looking around the streets. I was looking around the streets, looking around the streets. And I think I popped at Lemons. Well, they was talking about Nika contest. A lot of people wasn't happy with it, but that's how all the contest is. This ain't nothing new because that's part of it. And some people like me, they like it. I like going to pound and seeing who happy and who's mad, and different people was hitting the link and stuff. No, no, that ain't where I went. I went to Broadway's after the what Nichols. I went to Broadway's, y'all. Cause see, Captain contest was the 30th, but see, I'm on the 31st Halloween, and Broadway had his show, and child, it was good. It was so good. The As each contestant come up, it was getting better. Like costumes was the next one was better. Just and they was doing like little skits with theirs and stuff. It was cute. One girl was the troll. She was a troll, like the ones that be under the bridge, the Billy Goat Gruff thing. But she was a pretty troll. She had on green, a black thing, and it was a lot of green in it. And it was dark kind of in the room where she was at. She was really cute. Her name was. She was the number one, and she called herself. And I put in the notes. I guess she was a witch. And then after she did her contest, she said she was a troll. And they say she had a thing on her chest that said troll. I didn't know all to look on her because I was trying to look at her face and figure out what are you, what are you, what are you. And plus, when I think about what she did, yep, she was a troll because she had something like a thing to drink out of. She had that green. It didn't dawn on me. Okay, I don't know where my mind was at. I guess it wasn't ready for the Halloween contest. And she got good scores. She got like a 10, a 5, a 7, a 8, and a 9. Okay, and that was for all the judges. Um, the judges was Josh, Room Shaker, Big Reed, no, Big Lack, Coolin. I think that was how. Yeah, because Jackie was the host in Big Baby Place. Jackie wasn't no judge, and Broadway wasn't no judge, but they was hosting and they was talking. Okay, you know, as each after the performances, you know, but they wasn't no judge. Okay, now that to me on them scores she got, I was like iffy. I think they could have gave her better, but hey, I was no judge, so she was number one, and I guess that's why they didn't do everything on the judge because to find out they did good. Okay, the second person that came out was a bubble, and a bubble, she was a China brat, and I kind of didn't understand her outfit either. But I was just looking at how it fit her and this and that, and it fit her good. Wait a minute. Okay, wait. The first one was Troll Bandit. The second was a Bubba, and she was and her scores went from like sixes, sevens, eight, and 10. She had different schools, and they counted her off because, see, Bubba is very talented. She can sew anything. She's very creative in her mind. It seemed like maybe she was rushed to do this because she make lingerie. The girl she can sew. And because normally her background be good and all that, but it was just plain. So they kind of counted her off for that because they expected more out of her because we have seen what she can do. And when I think about it, yep, I think Bubba could have did a lot better because she's very talented and she have been a winner before over there. Like $1,000. She be winning them pots. So the judges expected more out of her. Okay. Um. Then it was the cannabis nurse zombie. So this woman came out. She was a zombie dressed in a nurse suit, and it had something to do with marijuana. Her scores was like sevens, eight, eight, six. So she was mediocre. That's how they feel. I, to look at it, I thought it was cute. You know, I did everything they did over there. All them women, honey, they went all out. Okay, the next person was Maji Merk. Now I see this girl. She's a gamer, and I subscribed to her when I went to the Mo three. I mean, over the Twitch because you can have you could just follow people. They'll pop up like if they new to the live, and then you can subscribe to them. And so I subscribed to her as soon as she popped up over there at Broadway's, and then I do go over there and look at her stuff. I don't understand the damn thing going on in them games. I don't understand them. I don't understand them. Okay, but I also support the corner. I hadn't been over there in a while. I've been busy. I don't know what the hell be going on his games either. Okay, I'm just being for real, Zay. Okay, now now when she came out. Let's see what I thought she was. I kind of didn't get it, but I did. And by her name, I went by her name, and I know she do gaming stuff, so I know it had to do something with gaming. Cause like I said, I do go to her channel. Now, if I didn't go to her channel, I wouldn't know what the fuck she was. But she had on like the sumo things, but it was white, and then she had a sword and all that kind of shit. Okay, so I knew it had something to do with the game, but I didn't know what it was. Okay, all right, and then XXX came out. They had X's for their name, and it was a zombie chick, y'all. No, it was like how they have stitches and stuff. How you be put together like a patch doll, and she had different colors on parts of her face, like maybe green, maybe black, different colors, white, blue. Well, she had, and it was perfect, okay. And she had like contacts in her eyes, like a zombie, them cloudy eyes. It was the bomb. I was saying, damn, Lady Law. But she do it. When she come out for these contests, she comes to win. Do you hear me? And her thing was awesome. The face paint, wig. Well, it wasn't a wig. That was a hair. Everything was perfect to me. And she got. Let me see. Did she get all tens? She got tens across the board. Okay, Manny. I think her name Manny B. And Child Manny B came out, and she was a Mortal Kombat. Now I know what Mortal Kombat is because that's an old game. And Child, she had glowing eyes, and the wig was right, the outfit was right, everything was perfect on her. She was awesome. Okay. And I was saying, damn. When I seen her too, she got tens across the board too. I was saying, oh my God, what are they gonna do? How they gonna get this to money out $1,300? The other ones were good, but these was better, and they got tens across the board. I was saying, I would hate to be a judge on this, cause I know they got to go another round to get, to win that 1,300. But child, that wasn't all. Okay. Then here come payday. She had a, like a circus. You know how the circus had the animal tamers, and they had the whip and the cute little outfit on. But her little outfit was like them little shorts was way up her butt. She would she would turn around and you didn't see number ass cheeks, child. And then she's got a beautiful face, hair on fleek, long ponytail, makeup beautiful, and eyelashes, lipstick, everything perfect. Babe, she was a beauty. And then she would say, "Well, this one is," and she'd make a name up for him, but we wouldn't know who she was talking about, okay? Because she had different people that's over in the Moultrie sector. She had the animals like this. I'm gonna tame this one, and this and that, and she was walking around with her little outfit on. I thought it was really cute, and she named about 4 or 5 other content creators over there. Some of them I got, some of them I didn't get. You know, and that was Payday. And Payday, she goes all out. She's a great dancer. She's a book writer. Uh, she got a job. She's really talented. And like I said, she was put together from the head to the toe. And she has some badass leather boots on too with her outfit, like some ankle boots. Uh, Child, she got all tens and one nine, so that knocked her out because we already got we got two people that had perfect scores across the board. Okay, so I was saying, damn, and so then the last person to come out was IGT. Okay, and child, it was like a movie. And if you didn't get the notification, it's on my wall. You can see the video because my hair cut that part out, and he made a short, like a little short thing out of it. And honey, it is the bomb. The little boy was sitting in a chair, and the room is dark. Okay, then he in the room in the dark watching TV. And you remember how the old black and white TVs was? It was like that. Well, on the screen of the TV, it it was like that. How they said that fuzzy stuff. Well, the young people don't know nothing about that, but I was raised up with antenna ears and all that kind of stuff on the TV, and you had to put foil on them sometime on the tips to make a better reception. Okay, this was before the computers and stuff. And I don't know if you young folks ever seen a TV like that, but I did, and that's what we had to watch. Um, so he was watching TV, and then it went back to the little boy. He was gone out of the seat. Then it went back to the TV, and it had like I don't know if y'all seen the movie Ring. It was like that, and it was showing that lady. It would go and show some of the movie at the beginning how that woman jumped off the cliff. Then it showed the thing coming out of the way of crawling with long hair, dirty, just looking crazy. And then it went back to the TV screen, child. And here come IGT crawling at the goddamn TV. And she was looking just like the damn girl on the goddamn movie. It was just like the goddamn movie. She crawled out that TV, and then she started getting up real slow and swinging her head side to side. And honey, it was perfect. Okay. Well, then here come the judging time. And I'm looking at the judges like, some of these people are ops. Some of these people hate each other. I was saying all this and saying all that, but I was saying it in my mind, child. Well, the judge and if the judging was like kind of more people than more the judges didn't vote for a person, then the pound the chat was gonna get the judge. Well, honey, I was just sitting there on the edge of my bed, and he announced the winner. Cause we had them tens all the way across the board. Then IGT, they did perfect. So that's another person. And all the judges agreed that IGT should win. Honey, she walked out there with that 1300. You hear me? Now the aftermath on that, I didn't see a whole lot of people saying no, they shouldn't have, she shouldn't have won and stuff. It was very few people, honey. That it was just it is what it is. The girl to me, she did the best. Up until she came up, I was I was saying, I don't know if this one gonna win. The people that got the perfect scores, and I don't know which one of them. Let me see who I would have picked if IGDT wouldn't have went there. Let me get my notepad up. Let me see who I would have picked. So I'm gonna tell y'all, if I was a judge, uh, Mortal Kombat, and then who else got a perfect 10? Lady Law. Cause see, Payday, I had to count her out there because she got a 9. So between the Mortal Kombat and Lady Law, that's a hard one. Cause that girl that was the Mortal Kombat, her eyes glowed. And she was like her thing was great. And Lady Law's was great. But Lady Law just showed like her chest up. But that Mortal Kombat girl, she showed her whole body and her outfit. Hmm. Um, we'll just leave that there because I can't pick because they both were so good. I'm just glad I'm not a judge. That's the best I can say. Because, like I said, both of them was great. Lady Law and the Mortal Kombat. Because, like I said, I would count off because I don't think I seen Lady Law whole body. The whole thing. But I remember seeing the Mortal Kombat one, and she was on point. So I think if I had to pick a winner, I mean just had to, it would be Mortal Kombat, I believe. Now y'all might not agree with me, but like I said, everybody have different ideas. So I left there. Then I went to Lemons, and it was some fallout over there, which the fallout come from the contest. Well, some people didn't not like that there were secret judges. They were thinking that maybe it was favoritism or maybe we're just gonna say they thought some people thought Brianna was a secret judge. Some people thought Pizarro was the secret judge. Some people were saying ODS, and allegedly the judges came from another sector. They weren't even from the B sector. That's what I heard. Uh, Now Lemon was saying he did better than Nika did. His contest was better, and this and that. Cause y'all know he had said he wasn't doing the Halloween contest, and that's why Nika took it back up. And then people, she wasn't gonna take it back up, but people started asking her to do it. Nika, go and have the contest. We want to have the contest, and so she decided to have the contest. Well, Lovely Love got up there. It was several people up there saying different things, and I got up there and I tried to just change the temperature of the panel because they was going at it up there. And Lovely Love got second place, and like I said, that Mo Better got first. And some kind of way, 80. Lovely Love got $80. Now I don't know how much Mo Better got, but they say the pot was around $300. So if you just add that to 80 minus 200, 300, it'll be the girl got 220. Now that, to me, that ain't no bad money. But some people was upset. They were thinking that the pot should have been bigger. Um, Blase this and blase that. Okay, and they were just saying different things over there at Lemons. So while Lemon was live, 80. I mean, Lady Nika went live, and Lady Nika was upset because Love was talking about the $80. She was upset because it was a panel going over there, and they were saying things about her. Which Lady Nika, I don't know why you fell into that shit because you know they were gonna say something. Everybody ain't gonna like what you do, no matter if you have a big pot or a little pot. And every time you have had the contest, they always got something to say. And it is what it is. That's how it's gonna be, Lady Nika. You should not be getting upset watching this shit. Okay. Plus, and see, while her Lady Nika's contest was going on, um, King Roman had went live, and he had some things to say. But he said he was gonna watch her contest, and in other words, he was gonna keep up with that pot and how that pot is spent. You know how people it gets issued out. So that was on her mind because I think Pizza or somebody came over there while her contest was going and saying what King Roman was saying, which I don't think they should have said, did nothing like that. Because, see, you getting her worked up while her contest going on. And then after your contest get through, then you see Lemon going live over there. People up there talking shit. I wouldn't watch none of that. Or if I did watch it, I wouldn't have said nothing. The next day, I wouldn't have said shit. Now, I might have said some shit for the week out, but I would have gave it a couple of days so I could decompress and all of that. Because when I watched Lady Nika last, she said that she wasn't doing the Halloween contest anymore, and she's not going to do the the Christmas sweater contest. I don't think that's a good idea, but that's me thinking. Let Nika do what she want to do, but I know that I enjoy the Halloween contest, and I enjoy the sweater contest. Now, them two contests out of the year, I'm gonna watch because ever since they've been doing them, I watch them. Now, all them other contests, I don't watch them. Now, I did watch Running Q's her Christmas wreath. I watched that one. I mean, just sit and watch the whole contest from beginning to end. But I don't watch them contests, you know. And it's gonna always be some people gonna be happy with who won. Some people not gonna be happy with who won. Not gonna be happy with the judges um, critiques and stuff. I just want people to make it clear how your contest is going to be judged and make it clear how much money is going to be, how it's going to be distributed. If you want one person to get it all, if you want two or three, but it need to be clear. The rules are the requirements for the contest. And see, I think a lot of stuff would be water. It wouldn't be so bad if I would keep putting uh, flyers up on my wall if I gave a contest, and I would see it on my lives. Hey, the contest getting ready to come up. Hey, the prize is this here, and this many winners, and this and that. You know, and we're gonna have this many judges, and don't put no cherry on top of it and all of that. What I tell you, this is what you gonna get. No questions asked. Okay, so and they said that then with the private judges and the audience on that poll that Nika had up, whoever won that poll, the two top scores got first and second place, and that it is what it is. And Passer and wasn't put out in the poll because they got the judges didn't vote them to win. They thought Lovely Love was beat. That Mo Better beat Lovely Love. I mean beat Passer and Mika, and it was somebody else. That's why they wasn't on the poll because they got voted out by the judge, the secret judges. And then they did the poll, and the people that voted on the poll, and the judges got to pick first and second, and that's how it all boiled down. But another thing that happened on Nika's was you could buy people out of the chat, and so it was money. People were sending cash out for this, cash outs for that. So I don't see nothing wrong with that. It is what it is. And if she want to accept, cash app, y'all ain't got nothing to do with the cash app. The cash app is her money. That ain't for the contest. That's separate. So some people was griping about that. I don't see nothing to gripe about because the person is people, the subscribers that sent the money in to the cash app, that was on them. And that wasn't for um you know, it wasn't for the contest. It was for Nika. That money was Nika money. And plus, and when she made her live, she also said, and y'all didn't think about it, I had to pay Buddy Lee because he charged $150 a show on here. I think 150, and that could be higher. I don't know. I just say between 125 and 150. It could be either or. I thought it was 150, but don't get me wrong. Okay. Um, and like I said, it was a nice contest. Well, like I said, honey, that shit over there in that Mo3 sector, that was the bomb. Do you hear me? That was a great contest. But then when you put money out there like 1,300, you're going to have to come with your best. And that's what they did over there. They came over there and they knocked it. That was a great show. And they say Nick had took her live down, her contest. But I heard she put it back up. I would have never took it down. Because see, everybody don't get to watch the live. Think about all them people that, you cutting off from seeing it. And then you might be getting cash apps on it. People might send you a cash app for your show, even though they didn't see it live. And you get most of your views from the playbacks, the replays. Um, so Now, Broadway said he was leaving his contest up, uh, because he want more people to watch it. And I understand that. As far as I know, the captain's his contest is still up, and it would turn out to be a mess too. Okay, like and then like it was people hitting links over there in the Mo3 sector that did not agree with IGT winning. They had what they said, which I listened to everything that I could, you know. So, and they were still talking about it last night, because I was up all night. I was at Lemon some of the time and Broadway's. Then I was catching up on some of my shows. Now, I was in and out at Lemons, and while I was at Lemons, Mahia, I got a notification for him, and it was for his contest. But he had posted it like 2 hours before I seen it, and I ran over there to see what it was, and it was the short that he did that he cut out of Broadway's contest, so you could see who won, and you could see how they put a lot of work in there. And then like uh, IGT said she started to be something else, but she decided on the ring, and she say so next year if they have a contest, she has something already in her mind that she could work on throughout the year to be. But she says she coming with it. If they put another show out contest, she coming harder than she did this time. You know. And she wouldn't let us know what she was thinking about being because she said she might use it next year, which I understand. Don't give nobody no idea of what you're doing. Because they'll take it from you. I've seen that, but y'all and me have seen that 1,000 times. Like some of the content creators say, I'm thinking about doing a show on this. The next day, who you think come through and do it? So don't give your ideas away. If you are not a content creator but thinking about being one, do not get on here and say, yeah, I'm going to do a show on this next week or tomorrow. Honey, somebody going to come right and do a show right on top of yours. And it's going to be your idea. Okay? Hi, to Slay. Let me see. How you doing? Okay. Make sure I spoke it. Hey, 2300 Jackson Street is always home. Got everybody, I think. Hey, pretty knee. Lady Law just had the face. Okay, I thought that, but her face was the bomb. But if she would have had the outfit for for the body, she could have won that. She would have a better chance. But like I said, I gave it to the Mortal Kombat lady because she showed body. I think everybody did, didn't they? Except Lady Law. You know. So it looked like when you get that big money up, you need to show everything. Show your whole body. You need to have your background that's going along with your theme. Don't be showing your refrigerator and all that kind of bullshit. Because the girl that did the animal trainer, you can see her TV. You can see, her refrigerator. You could also see like what was on top of the refrigerator. And then you had this staircase, which was beautiful, but out there a sheet up there or something. Maybe stripe a sheet, make like I'm in a cage with the animals, even though they plush animals. I would have probably had a sheet up there with lines like it was in a cage with them. But I think you could get the backgrounds on here because some people had them, to cover the screen up, different pictures and stuff. She could have pulled up something like that. They call it a backdrop or something. I don't know a whole lot of names for this stuff, y'all. I know y'all know what I'm talking about. I watched the replay of that contest. Manny B should have won. See, she think Manny B should have won. And a lot of people do. A lot of people over there think Manny B should have won. I've heard all kind of stuff over there. Some people think that the one that payday that did the animal trainer. Some people think that she should have got all 10s. And then some people think, because I'm trying to think of another, the troll that I thought I didn't know what it was at first, kind of. I had to figure it out, but I kept looking at the girl's face and her hair because it was so pretty. For some reason, I kept looking at that. But she showed her whole body. Um, and she looked cute, you know. And then, like I said, the other girl had she wasn't Mortal Kombat. She was what? The other one? The other girl, what was her name? Say the cannabis nurse. It was another girl that was a figure from the gaming. But you know what? Now we do have a gaming section. Section it's big. I wonder did they do something for Halloween? I would like to see if those guys did something because they use their imagination a lot. And I thought if they do a contest, it would be the bomb. You know, if they would do a Halloween contest or just do a contest and say game theme contest or something, I think they would have a lot. I think they would have a big pot, and I think they would have a big crowd because there's a lot of gamers on here. But like I said, I would have never knew that what was her name? Manny B. I knew what she was. That other girl that did the she did a um gaming outfit too. It was two gaming outfits on there. And like I said, when Nika did her live, let me get to the no. She was very upset, but Nika, girl, I wouldn't get upset on this. You know they do you like that every time you have a contest. I would block that shit out, and I would have my contest, and I wouldn't care what they thought. You know. Oh, I put on here Pastor, Nika, and Uppity wasn't on the poll. They got voted out by the judges in the sky. Them the three. Because when I seen the poll, I said, now I know it was more people in the contest than this. But like I said, they didn't put everybody on that poll. The judges whittled it down, and it was them three. Lovely Love, Mo Better, and that lady something. Them was the top. And people out in the street have said that Coolin was a hater. When she was judging some people that she was hating on. You know, it is what it is. Um, okay, now I made two notes on this on Bimp Live. Now Bimp Live was a mess. Do you hear me? Over there, Mink was on the panel, Room Shaker. Um, let me see who else. I made two different notes on here. Chat Rep, Shane Gang, Danny, Fontana, Eve, 88, Room Shaker, Gina, Big Reed, and Book. They was out on the panel at different times. Then the reason I made two notes because the first time I didn't watch the whole video because Bimp was on. I don't know. I missed when it was live. Okay, or either I might have got in but didn't get in, but so many minutes. Okay, and when I went in the first time on his live, it was Meek was up there. But come to find out, Meek was up there the whole live. Get to the part that I went in on the live. When I went up there, when I put the live on, Meek was on the panel. Um, and Meek was upset because IGT won. Um, she was saying F IGT, F Mahia. Um, she didn't think that she should have won. Um, and she said payday who house she was in. So I guess she was saying that wasn't payday house. Because like I said, it looked nice, long stairway, and the house was clean. You know, so I can't. I don't know if she was saying that wasn't payday house. I don't know. She also said she said she was mad at Bimp because he went live on top of her. So I guess she was gonna go live, but he went live. I don't know if she had scheduled it. I don't know what the problem was. But hell, I don't believe in that going on top of somebody. Go live whenever the hell you want to. You know, you too big for that shit. You'll never go live. If you waiting on people. Cause I seen that over in the B sector a long time ago. Like Bless would go first, Nika would go second, Bree would go third, Pizarro will go, ODS will go. See, that's the whole day. If you try to wait on to get in it when they one them one live, so to me, fuck it. Hell, we don't all watch the same people. You know, When you want to go live, I think you should go live. I think Payday had a backdrop. Either way, it was a pretty house. But she was holding on to the damn banister and stuff. You could walk up them and then she had the basket. Remember, she had to put that in front. I don't think there was no backdrop. Because you can see the refrigerator. That was a big old pretty silver refrigerator. You can see what was on top of it. Like I said, the rooms, them two rooms look very clean. And, like I said, I would have put a sheet up there and put some lines on it and act like it was a cage. Or put one of them backdrops on. But it could have been, I don't know. I thought it was a real, but I might be wrong. I ain't going to argue with nobody. Um, and she said she was mad at Coolin. She called Coolin a hater. And she said fuck Manny B and fuck TT and fuck a bubble. Uh, and she wanted to know, she didn't feel like Room Shaker should have gave Mahia and IGT a 10. She didn't think TT should have gave him a 10. And Broom Shaker said that Meek mad at Nurse K over Duck. And she also said like the picture that's floating around of Duck in was wee out. Allegedly, he was sitting on a stool when he took the picture, was doing whatever he was doing with Mink. She said that she ain't never seen a nigga jacking off while they was boo booing and all that kind of shit. And I was saying, ooh, child. Um, she cussed Shane Gang out about because he was asking about Brandon contests. And Mink was already pissed off, so she cussed Shane Gang out. Gina and Danny got into it, and Meek got into it with Danny too. Meek was getting into it with everybody that hit the pound child. And 88 hit the panel. She was driving, and she wanted said that they had done enough to Nurse K. That's what she kept telling Meek. And Meek was telling her she was going to expose Nurse K. Eve hit the link because Meek was saying, while she was dragging, she was saying, where the hell is Eve at? And it was somebody else she wanted to know where the hell they was. Hit the link. And so Meek called her and wanted her to come over there. And she came. And she wanted to know who messing with her baby, like who was messing with Mink. Okay, now that's the first notes I made of that. But I watched it from the beginning. I just got through watching it. Because the part I watched the other day, it just piqued my interest. And so I went back to it to last, I just got through watching it, the whole thing. And I have more to say about that. And I called it the aftermath of the contest, the aftermath of Broadway's contest. Bimp and Broadway are more three sector. Okay, I told you everybody hit the link. And Roaster Toast was also one of the people on the link. And Book. Them are different people that hit the link on this live. Coolin got up there for a little while. She didn't stay long. I guess she didn't feel like arguing with Meek, and I don't blame her because they had a fight before, and Meek Coolin had been to jail and all that bullshit, and I wouldn't have nothing to do with nobody. That I don't want to go that far for YouTube where I wind up in goddamn jail. For some bullshit. So I could see why Coolin pulled back and didn't say anything, because I don't think, it's nothing to talk about. We already talked, we fought, and we went to court. There's nothing left to say. And I done been to jail a couple of times. Fuck that. So Coolin got the hell up out of there. And Room Shaker told Coolin before she left that you got me all the way fucked up. And she said that Ken Coolin was hating on the people that was in the contest. She was digging at them like the ones she didn't like as she was judging. Okay, and she was, but I think Coolin had been drinking. Because she did. I think she was drinking because that's why she had the courage, like to go at different parts. Say slick shit. People can slick shit to you. Out here moving around on the YouTube streets and act like they wasn't trying to be funny. We run into that a lot on here, and we see that a lot on here. You be saying, well, damn, they didn't say nothing. You be like that, child. I do. So After Cooling left, Mink turned toward Room Shaker. And she started saying stuff to Room Shaker. And Room Shaker, she would hit back a little bit because she liked Mink. She says that Mink don't be taking her medication when she acting like she was acting on Bimps that night. And you, if you've been around her, you could tell you know, on these different mood swings these people have, we see it. We know when they calm. We know when they're upset. We know when they're being sneaky. When they don't think we see them being sneaky. We see a lot of shit as subscribers. They think we dumb and don't see the shit, or that we was surprised. No, no, we don't be surprised. We see you. Just because people ain't got enough nerve to say it on a panel or on their live, we all see it. How the how the we see how the content creators move, and as subscribers, we see how each other move. We see how we go from this panel to the next panel to the next panel, and sometimes the story that wasn't what you said over there. That's what you be saying in our mind. You were just talking about her. Now you up on her panel. You were just calling her out her name last week over there. Now you over here playing nice. See it all the time. Sometimes they do it the same day. You know, some will go along, get along, like they say. Um, whatever panel they on, they going along with this one. Next panel they going along with this one. The next chat they typing in, they going along with this. They move to the other chat, they going along with them. See it every day. I don't be surprised at shit these people do, because it is what it is, child. Okay, so me got she was mad at Room Shaker, and she was cussing Room Shaker out and stuff. And I was saying, damn, I can't believe Room Shaker taking that. But I know she do, because I've seen her take it before from me, because she know what me on her medication, and she know how Mink act when she not on her medication. So she had restraint with her, okay? But she thought that TT and Room Shaker should have voted lower on IGT. That she don't feel like IGT should have won the money. And she was voicing her frustration at Room Shaker, TT. She acted out on several people on that video. And she said that they should have voted for Lady Law. She said she think Room Shaker should have voted for her friend, Lady Law. And Room Shaker saying, hey, they I voted for her, and I voted who I wanted to vote for, and I feel like IGT won. It was, like I said, it was very few people thought else should have won that contest. Okay, but Meek voiced her voiced her opinion louder than most people. Um, okay. And she said they shoot that you should have voted for, for Manny B. She had tears across. It was just a mess. She feel like Room Shaker and TT them should have voted for Lady Law or either Manny B to win that contest. And Room Shaker kept saying, no, that's rigging it. I wouldn't rig no contest. And I was glad to hear Room Shaker say that. People should be able to voice. I voted this way because they won. I feel like they won. I wasn't gonna get now. If the other judges don't want to judge fairly, that's them. But Room Shaker said, "I did what I did. I voted for who I won," and I was really happy to hear that. Which I thought that anyway. I didn't think Room Shaker. I've been around her a long time. She's always been straight with me. We would be straight with each other. Okay. Now Mink was so mad she called Room Shaker a bag of bitches throughout that live, and then Room Shaker got tired. She said, "Don't do that no more. Stop." She was talking to her like that. Don't keep. You're not gonna keep. You could be upset, but you're not gonna keep calling me out my name. Enough is enough. And which I was glad to see her. She let her get away with it too much for me. And she said, Fana said, "Bitch, you got me fucked up." She called her a bitch back. "Bitch, you got me fucked up." You know. And she said, she said, Mink up here running amok. Which she was. She was up there running amok. She got into it. Everybody hit that damn link. And Runeshek also told her that you mad at Nurse K because you didn't get, she was mad at Nurse K over Duck. And she said she told Mink, honey, you just mad because you didn't get that pink did. And Mink said, Nurse K say his dick won't get on hard. And she called, said something about Room Shaker being fat, which Room Shaker ain't skinny. So, that fat shit ain't never bothered her. Okay? And then Room Shaker kept saying, hey, she off her meds. She need to take her medication. And Mink was saying they was cheating. And then she drug Pee Wee. She was calling her Pee Wee, but that's payday. And she was telling her to stop using her goddamn name, bitch. And then she said that she should have came. She said, I should have came as a pink Power Ranger. I bet I would have won. Room Shaker say, why you didn't? Why didn't you? And she cussed out TT and she cussed out Manny B. And then Chat Rep, she eased in there and said that she didn't think that IGT should have won either. But she didn't say too much, and she eventually dropped down. Chat Rep, don't get in that shit over there. Don't get in that shit. You gonna be girl, you better leave that shit alone. But hey, if Chat Rep don't watch this, don't get the message. That's on her. She been over there in that Mo 3 sector long enough to know what can happen. What will happen. Okay, because a lot of them they be nice and shit, cool and stuff. The next day, spilling all the beans. Showing screenshots, showing text messages, showing videos, sliding them to different people. And see, that's what's going on right now with Mink and Nurse K. Nurse K is showing a lot of shit over there, and I keep missing her lives. Okay, um, but Nurse K is moving around over there in that Mo 3 sector, and she's raising hell over there. Okay, she going out. Now Mink also been putting out that bitch. I'm gonna get you. She's saying that, okay, I'm gonna get you. So she just like, I guess, beating her time to strike. When she say she gonna get Nurse K. Uh, and she cussed, like I said, she cussed Manny B and Chi out too, and she called them haters. And she said, I'm gonna start being a hater like y'all. And then Shane Gang, he got up there and he was saying how he enjoyed the show and everything. And Mink, honey, she turned on him, she was shut the fuck up, you know. And then they started cussing each other out bad. They started talking about, Mink was saying something about a dead baby. And you want to talk about dead babies? Let's talk about goddamn dead baby. And I was saying, shit. And Shane Gang said, I enjoyed it. He told her, shut up. And then Mink called him a dick in the booty ass nigga. No, dick in the booty ass hoe. And she was telling him to shut his big ass, bitch ass up. Shut your whole ass up. You a whole ass nigga. And then who crying over a dead baby? And she told him to go over there and talk to Brandon punk ass. And then she was saying, you want to talk about dead babies? Let's talk about dead babies. Dead ass babies. Shut up, bitch. And then Mink got into it with Danny. And she was striking at Danny, and she was telling Danny, show your background. And Danny told her, you're gonna be alone, bitch. You are alone. And Danny asked, Bimp, why you got this bald head bitch up here? And then Gina got up there. And Gina got up there. She was like going at Manny, but then Mink got on Gina ass. And Gina was saying, I ain't got time for this. I'm getting ready to go see the Dodgers play. This the seventh game. I'm going down there. 88 hit the link. And she said, y'all just want to fight all the time because 88 was ready to dance and party and stuff. And she said she got tired of that. And she was saying, I'm going to see, I'm getting ready to go take a bath and chill. I got better things to do. Y'all just want to fight all the time. And then Meek said something about Nurse K was releasing, she was like sick of people releasing group messages and stuff like that. And, she was saying stuff like that. But see, that's how them groups is. It'd be a lot of people in these groups. And some of them go like around the clock. Is somebody always in there? Or sometimes they'll sit in them groups and they'll watch whoever live and they be talking about it. I ain't got time for that shit. If I'm gonna watch a video, I'm fine with watching it more by myself. That's all I do. Sometimes I hear the panel, but I ain't trying to watch everybody, and I don't need no group of people to chat with back and forth while I'm watching shit. I, I do it in these live, but I ain't gonna be with no group watching shit on here. But they ain't gonna have me up. My back against the corner. You better not say no, never. Cause I see how this happened. And then like Mink, she was drinking at Tito's. Mink was towed up. Well, she had argued with everybody that got up there. And then she says, somebody she go get it was either Gigi or TT and go get E. She wanted to fight with them. And then she was saying to Eve, get your bitch ass up here. And then she called Eve on the phone, y'all. And she told her, bitch, come over here. And then she was hollering. Eve said that her and DG was together. She was saying, DG, tell that bitch to come up here to hit the link. And then she hung up. Well, Eve hit the link. And Eve come up there and she was saying, who messing with my baby? She was talking about who messing with. I thought she was talking about Danny, but come to find out she was talking about Meek. Now, Meek, you had drug her, but I was saying, and I was like that, what? And uh, Eve, she was started talking. Right? Who messing with my baby? Now, baby, you called me up here. What you want, baby? Who messing with you? That's how she was talking to Meek. But I thought she was talking to Danny because I know her and Danny cool, and Danny and Meek had been into it. Well, no, she was talking about Meek being her baby. She was like saying mama's here and stuff like that. And so Eve got to raising hell with really nobody. But then Meek was saying, y'all hear me? Can y'all hear me? And it was a mess. Meek was saying, y'all got me on mute. And I was saying, Meek, you out on mute. That's what I was saying to myself. Girl, everybody can hear everything you saying. You not on mute. And Eve was saying, who messing with my baby? And then she said, baby, who fucking with you? And who fucking with my baby? And I was hollering. And she said, when Meek called her, and she said she to come over here because they fucking with me over here. And see, Meek, I guess you put it on mute where we can hear all this shit that was going on. But Eve told you to your face that you called her and told her they was over there fucking with you. Now, Meek, you was fucking with everybody else. Well, nobody fucking with you. When you was cussing them out, they cussed you out. Now, that's fair and square. So, evidently, Eve was going to come over there and she was going to jump on whoever was messing with Meek. But then, some kind of way, she figured out, hey, Meek was talking shit. I guess somebody text her, you know how you supposed to do, and let her know what was going on. And then she turned to Meek. Okay? The table turned. Okay? It made an all the way circle turn, honey. The table turned. And it got ugly. I'm trying to get to which part. And she said, Meek, you just called me. What's up? You need to tell me what's up. And Meek said, I'm tired of them bitches getting in my business. And then she finally said, I'm tired of you getting in my business. Talking to Eve. And then she said, Eve said, hold up. She said, and Meek was saying, what's going on is that you in my business. And Meek, and Eve turned to DG, who was, I guess, in the house with her, and she was saying, baby, give me my charger. I need to charge my phone up. I won't, she didn't want to hang up. You need to give me my charger so I can have my shit charged up because I guess I'm finna go. I guess that's what she was saying in so many words, child. And she saying, and DG here, he in other rooms because he was in another room and he hit the panel. And he was up there, he was saying a little bit, but he was going at Big Reed because Big Reed had came. and Big Reed and Mick got into it. I told y'all Mick got into it. Everybody hit that damn link. And Big Reed got thrown in there some kind of way. Okay. Okay, wait a minute. And she told Mink that you always calling me with some crazy shit on the phone. You know, well, I guess when Mink eat bag up, she'll call somebody to come or either text them. And Mink told Eve, I'm gonna air your ass out, bitch. And Eve told her, come on, you finger with your finger banging self. Come on right now. And she said, put me in the blender. And what you got to say, baby? And she said, what you called me for? You didn't have no business calling me. What did you call me for? What you want? And she asked Room Shaker, what did you do to Mink? And Room Shaker she didn't say shit, not on blame. I wouldn't have got any drunk shit. And Big Reed and Mink got into it. And, Big Reed was cussing Mink out, and Mink was cussing Big Reed out. And Big Reed told Eve and Mink, because he didn't put no name on it. So I'm saying he told both of them, bitch, take a drink. Take a drink, ho. Take another drink. And he was calling them stinking neck hoes and all kind of hoes, and they were calling him all kind of bitches and uh wait a minute. And he was telling me, fuck you for life with your stinking ass bitch. And then Eve was calling him stinking ass, stinking old face, bald mouth, gray headed ass nigga. Shut up, shut your bitch ass up. And called him a broke ass bitch. And she said you a dish counting ass nigga. I was hollering with them. They were cussing each other out, child. And she said that he was scared of a shower, child. She was saying, you ain't gonna do shit. And I think DG told him, I'm gonna make you have a heart attack. Talking to Big Reed, I'm gonna make you have a heart attack, nigga. I was hollering. Do you hear me? It was it was just so many arguments going on, and you got to figure out on some of them who cussing who. It was a mess, and I took my time and watched the child because I'm that messy. And then Eve started back saying, somebody messing with my baby. Who messing with my baby? Now y'all done been cussing each other out. Now beat back your baby. And she was saying, shut up. You needed help, bitch. You called me. I didn't call you. And she said, DG in another room, bitch, talking to Mink. And she was calling her stupid and all kind of stuff. And then Mink started calling for DG. DG. And I guess DG couldn't say shit because he was over there at Eve's house. Or either, because he was in another room. Because she got like a big house. So when they be on YouTube, if they in the same house, he'll go in another room so he could drag. You can't hear him on her phone. And she can't, hear You can't hear him on her phone. So they go different parts of the houses when they on here dragging. Sometimes they be on the panel at the same time, which they were at Bimps. Okay, and Mink was telling DG, "Give me a thumbs up if you can hear me, DG." And I'm saying, "Shit." And Eve was telling Mink, "Hurry up and drag me, ho. You know, hurry up." Because Mink wasn't doing nothing. She was calling for DG. And she was asking Mink, "Why you suck your friends, me and Dick?" And then she said, "Why you giving top to your top op?" She started saying that. And she was saying, "Why you giving top to your top ops?" She kept saying that over and over and over. And she's saying, "You trying to suck." Wait a minute. "Why you giving head to the top ops? Why you giving head to your top ops?" She kept saying that over and over. "Why you giving head to your top op?" Dirty bitch sucking, dirty bitch dick sucking on the low hoe. And then she was saying, "Book, book." She stopped calling DG because DG, honey, he wouldn't answer. And I don't blame him if I was at Eve house. Then she started calling for book, 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 please. And Eve was saying, "We gonna get this bitch done." So evidently it's in the works to get Mink out of the Mo 3 beef sector. And then somebody, one of the men, I don't know if it was Book or I don't know if it was Roaster Toast, said that she had infiltrated over there because she come from the mommy sector. They say, "See, I didn't know nothing about Mink in no mommy sector. I know Mink when she came to the Mo 3 sector because I was already over there and I was in chats. But when Mink came, I was already here. And Cam had went to the mommy sector, and Cam brought people back over to the Mo 3 beef sector. Quite a few of them came over here, over to the Mo 3 sector. Now they getting people like from Clubhouse, um, Bigo, um, other apps. They are coming over to Mo 3. Now we've always had them coming in over in the beef sector. So the beef sector been having people from the Mo 3 sector come on, people from Bigo, Twitch. Well, not Twitch as much. It was Bigo, TikTok, um, WhatsApp. They get more Clubhouse than the beef sector. We get more Bingo and TikTok, IG, So, that's how all them new people could be coming over here. That people go over there to these different apps and they say, "Come on, hey, you want to, I got a channel on YouTube. Here's my channel." Or "I got a channel on TikTok." That's how these sectors grow. Now, sometimes people just wind up in them, like when they log on to whatever interests them. That's another way to get in these different sectors. So that's why people say, "What sector are you from?" When somebody new come over that don't nobody know, that's in any of these sectors. Either they're gonna ask you in the chat, cause somebody gonna notice you're new, or either if you hit the panel, they're gonna ask you questions. And it depends on how you ask the questions, how you're gonna get grilled. Now the beef sector used to, they can't keep up with who new in it because it's grown so much since the beginning, which it has always grown. The beef sector always have grown. But we used to, if we somebody new came to the beef sector and hit the panel, that's when the questions would start. How did you find the beef sector? Well, I've been in the beef sector. No, you haven't been in the beef sector. We know you ain't been in no beef sector. Okay. Um, I've been watching in the clouds a long time, and then they'll start asking you questions about things in the beef sector. And if you don't know an answer, but you already know you're not from the beef sector, it is what it is. Sometimes when people drop out the clouds that have never been on a panel, you'll get asked some questions if you say you've been up there, because it's a lot of people in the clouds that have never hit a chat and have never hit a panel. But if they decide to come out of the clouds and hit the panel, they're going to be question you. And the way you answer your questions, we'll know. The people that's been here, we'll know if you know what you're talking about. You can say, "Oh, I've been watching Teresa for a long time." Then they'll start asking you questions, and it's questions that you would know if you've been here this long. That you will know about Teresa, or you'll know about Nika, or you'll know about Bless Walkers. Even though Bless Walkers is not a content creator right now, she used to be, and we all know what We all know stuff about Bless because Bless was active. Now I see her in the chat sometime, but I haven't seen her on a panel in a long time. If she have hit a panel, uh, but like Bless, like I said, even though she's not an active content creator, the people that's been here, we see her around, so she's keeping up with what's going on in the beef sector. Okay, because she didn't fool around these other sectors. I was introducing her because I was her mod, and she knew I was all around, YouTube, and she would ask me questions. Girl, where you been? What you heard? When she would call me up, and I would talk to her sometime about people in the Mo3B sector, and she would say, "I don't know them people over there." And then like she would get up like over in the morning because she gets up like at 4 o'clock or 5 o'clock in the morning. Then she would come over to Mahia's because that's where I used to be all night when he used to be on all night. And she was saying, "Girl, I don't know them people." Well, she got to know who Mahia was because sometimes she would come over there. She wouldn't be in the chat, but she would know more about what I was talking about. But I have been talking about the Mo3 sector for years. Me and Tracy used to talk about them a long time ago on her panel. Because the people in the B said they didn't fool around over there. They didn't. You know. And I was all over the Mo3 sector. I was in the clouds for a year before I dropped down in the sector. And Room Shaker was the first live that I would drop down in the chat. And then I started hitting the panel. And she noticed me being new over there. You know. And different ones would be hitting her panel. And they would ask me questions. I would ask them questions. And we would subscribe to each other. And then I just started subscribing. When Room Shake would put links down there, I would subscribe. And that's how I started moving around the Mo3 sector. Getting to know these other people, these other areas to go in. And even though I might not go to their lives much anymore, I'm still 9 times out of 10, I'm a subscriber in all their channels. Even though I may not watch them anymore, I'm still subscribed. I don't unsubscribe to nobody that I have to subscribe to. You know what I mean? Or a friend. Because sometimes it's good to look at, I like to look at the other person's side too to make sure I'm getting this story correct. When my people that I'm favorites, they're my favorites. I want to hear why these people, if they doing what you saying they doing. Because if I just go on your word, I'm crazy. I like to hear both sides, and I'm cool with a lot of people that don't like each other. You know, when I go to the chat, I be welcome. But like if the person that I like and they don't like them, if they drop in their chat, they gonna get drugged from see the see the shiny see. It is what it is. That's the way YouTube is. I feel pretty comfortable moving around the sectors. I try not to get in too much stuff. Yeah, I want to hear both sides. Cause see, I might be believing the wrong person. You can tell me anything. And plus, like the people that I be into a lot in the streets, I don't want nobody that to support me. Y'all need to. If I got a problem with somebody, y'all need to hear their side too. You know, go over and if you don't drop in the chat, go over there and sit in the class and just sit and see what they say about Paulette, and then you'll say, and you'll kind of look at me different, and then I got to watch how you know, I got to watch these two because I want to know why if Paulette's saying what she's saying, if it's true. So I have no problem. You, I can't be good. I'm on strike right now. 2300. You be over there going off. I like it when you go off, but I like it when you calm. But you got to do what you got to do. It ain't what Paulette like. It's what you like. Cause see, I don't know the people you be into it. I don't know where they from. What sector is that? 2300. I don't know none of them people you be talking about. I really don't. Cause I be looking at stuff. I don't know who you talking about. J4K. J4K. That's a sector. I don't know what that means. But there's so many sectors, but I know whatever sector you are in. I'm J. Okay, you well sectors, but I don't know nothing about that people that other sector, and I'm not the circles I'm moving in. It ain't them people, whoever those people are. But that's just like the street sector. I don't know them people, and the times that I drop down, well, I very seldom drop down over there. Most of the time when I go over there, I'm in the clouds because I don't know them people. Because a long time ago, Ken tried to get me to come over there. And I said, Ken, I done been over there before. And I don't know them folks. And I ain't getting them storylines and stuff. You know. But 300 be into it. I don't know that lady name. But honey, she be dragging the hell out of that woman. And I know that woman probably on her chat dragging the hell out you because all that stuff you be saying, I know she's saying something back. But I don't know them people. But it's several places that I don't know. And then they got like offshoots, like the Mo 3 sector got the Mo 3 sector and then the Mo 3 beef sector, because see that formed when I was over there, the Mo 3 beef sector. And like the beef sector had a regular beef sector, and then they got the 2.0. But the 2.0s, whatever going on in there with them, they must not like it very much because they always come over here. They always come over here. So and then their storylines don't really uh like in the main beef sector, the storylines are the 2.0s, they just ain't gonna come out over here, but they do be into it. They be beefing over there. I've been over here about 7 years and hit 3 panels, but I don't remember everything. No, you can't remember everything. You know, But the main things that you know, you you can kind of figure it out. You know, um, these sectors they all the same, but then you can see differences in them. If you be around, they all fight, but they kind of fight different. You know, a lot of fighting the way they fighting in the other sectors now. We did that years ago. To be said because we older than them. Like we older than the Mo3 sector. 2018. I'm beefing sector. Okay, I'm beefing sector. I let everybody know that. You know, I let hey I'm beef sector. You know, but when beef sector had that slump, with the country creators wasn't really putting out good stuff. That's when I start really kind of landing places like going in the clouds and staying a long time. Now I was over there going to the Dolph sector, but I think they turned that into something else. It's like I think they deal with dogs. But them people they do come to the Mo3 sector and to the beef sector, you know. But like I said, after that trial, the Dolph sector, it kind of fizzled out. I don't, they ain't got no storylines. And so, like I said, now they allegedly turned into like the Dolph sector, Nanny Dog, and different ones from over there. And I used to go see to Double Ups a lot, and it's a couple of people I used to go to over there. But I don't. And I really like Ratchet had a storyline going last week. But see, I don't go to Ratchet a whole lot. And before I could go over there and see the storyline, there was so much stuff going on into B sector and the Mo3 B sector. I didn't have time to go see Ratchet. And like I don't have time to go see Scodium. Because they ain't got no storylines that I'm interested in. I just say that. I go to the Mo3 sector, but I don't drop down. I understand you don't have to drop down. Because being in the class is fun. You know. And see, in these different sectors that I be in, I don't drop down in all of them. I be in the clouds though. You know. And sometimes I don't even know what the hell they talking about. I don't know them people. But if I stay in them clouds long enough, I kind of figure out what the hell going on. You know. Because in all the sectors, there's gonna be a main storyline. It's gonna be like you can kind of figure it out. If I go here, I can kind of figure this shit out. You have to look at it like that. And if it don't hold your interest, go somewhere else. That's what I'm doing. That's why I'm studying moving, because I lose interest easy. And I'm so glad that it's wide open. You could go so many places, and I'm glad to have so many places that black people are at. You see what I'm saying? I get to go. I'm not just stuck right here. I'm getting to see all these other places I can go where black people are at. And then like I be like over in the animal sector. And I be in Africa and everywhere. You know. But I don't really drop down because hell, I don't know what the hell they talking about. But sometimes you might learn something going to these foreign sectors. Because I wound up over in a Sweden sector that with blacks. Germany. I be over in some of them sectors, but some of them other countries, when you go to them, they don't talk good about black people, okay? And when I see those, I immediately go away, you know. But YouTube is hell, But they be fighting in like the makeup sector and all of that hair sector. They be fighting in all these sectors, It is what it is. It ain't just us beefing over here in the beef sector. They beefing in the church sector, Because the They, when pastors get put out of church or somebody gets somebody pregnant in the church, all that kind of bullshit. And I just don't go to, in some sections, I don't want to be bothered with that because you can't preach me into heaven and you can't drag me to hell. That's gonna be me. You know, I'm gonna be. I'll make a decision about which route I'm gonna go on. You know, just hope. You know, I can hope for the best. In the afterlife, but I don't talk about like religion over here. I don't want to talk about politics. I don't want to do that every day because I see it. Because I keep up, but I just don't talk about a lot of that over here. Um, because like I said, I keep up with the news. I read the paper. I still read the paper. You still, my city paper and the state, and then I watch TV. You know, I take time out every day to do that. Like before I lay down, I'm gonna watch whatever happened on the news. That's how I go to sleep. Because I hadn't been asleep. I was up all night, which I be up all night. I learned about Mo3 sector. Let's see, from you and I YTC. Yeah, and a lot of people think that YouTube camera uh from the Mo3 sectors, like the newer people, but she's not. She was black sector, but I think she was somewhere else. And she not beef sector, but she used to do beef. Her content used to be clips of what happened in the beef sector. But see, she was getting struck, you know, a lot, and she had to beg out for that. They don't. Everybody ain't gonna let you play their stuff, and so that's why some of the people that do those kind of videos, black sectors. Some people that do those videos, you don't see them do them very much because they get struck down. Because if you try to use everybody material, somebody gonna get you. You know, like if you use Kimmy stuff, she gonna get you. Tracy, she'll warn you, and if you don't take it down or make another one, she gonna get you. It is what it is. Some people will let you slide with it, others won't. You know, um, like I haven't gotten any notification from Pennywise. It's several of those I haven't got, and several. And when Lovely Love was in the contest the other night, she looked like she gained her weight back. I noticed that when she was doing her routine, she looked like she gained her weight back. And I'm happy with that because one time she got real skinny and she ain't got no weight to lose, because she's small anyway. But she's looking more healthier and stuff. And I'm happy for Lovely Love. I watched the black sector too. I used to be in the black sector a lot, but they really haven't had good storylines, and so I don't be over there very often. I seen Buddy Lee had went live last week, and I meant to go in there, but some shit started going on in the in the Mo3 sector or either the beef sector, and I was with them. Um, Another thing, Ness had her her vacation. Now, from what I hear, it ain't very much, but it could. I don't know. I might have missed something. I know I have seen Honest Rowe, and he looked good. Honest Rowe looking like he living his best life. Enjoying his trips and stuff. So, and now some people saying Brian ran off with the money. Now I don't know because I thought he was in Seattle like a week before the vacation. I don't know what's going on with Brian. Uh, so I'm not gonna say he run off with no money because, like I said, I've been over there, but I can't say yay or nay on that. But some people, I keep hearing it out in the YouTube sphere for some reason. And like that guy that make the shorts over here, the little 3 and 4 minute video, he said something about it several times, and I heard about it some other places. Love make you not care about what she's going through because what? But see, you know what she said? Like when it first happened, that this is she want that because she used to that. That's how she have her fun is when you cuss her ass out. Okay, and y'all, let me tell you something that happened. Y'all know LG. I went through to see go to Ants. Bree did Brian did scam her. Now watching from Cloud Nine. It's the truth. Brian, I hope you didn't do that. But it's out there in the streets that you did. They say that you gooped the girls again. Oh, I hate that. I hope he don't come up here and say, uh, y'all was the fools, all that kind of stuff. I hope he don't do that again. Damn, damn, Brian, shit. If he did that, I would be very disappointed in him if he did that. But who cares? Don't nobody care about me disappointed. And see, you can't put too many eggs in your basket, okay? Because when you don't think about what a person do, they'll show you. Hey, vicious Libra. I can't believe that shit. But I used to be in the black sector a whole lot because they used to have they used to have a good storyline. Sure did. And sometimes they would be into people in the B sector, cussing them out. Yeah, sure did. But since with Buddy Lee, him and Lady Law had been over there. I think it's TikTok or is it Bingo? One of them. And Lady Law had kept saying how she make money over there, and honey, now Buddy Lee over there too. Child. And you say beefing 2.0, they do funny stuff. Okay, okay. And sometimes, child, I be in settings, I don't even know what the hell I'm at. I can't be good. I'm on you on strike, okay? You tired, that's what it is. You got the rest 2300. Hey Jay Parrish, I didn't miss your butt this time. You can't say I missed you, child. I'm glad I got you, Jay. I always missed you. You one of the people that I miss when I go off live and go through my chat. There you be it way up. I said, doggone it, I miss Jay Parrish again. But I think I've been doing pretty good with you lately. Hey Drake, hey Jay. Oh wait, Drake Hayes. Hey Bacon Man. I want some bacon. I went out having a bacon sandwich this morning. That sounds good. I had sausage and egg yesterday morning. And honey, when I got through with that plate, I slept like somebody crazy. I slept like somebody crazy. Let me see what else I seen. There was a couple of more things that I just made brief notes on. Cause like I said, when you go back and watch a full live, that you missed, that should take hours and hours. And so like Bim Slab was so good, I watched every minute of it. And that's why I went back and made better notes on the stuff that I missed. but it was something else. Let me see. And then I will get out of here. Oh, now Rodney, I seen he was live. I was in his live for a while. A couple. I think I went yesterday and the day before. I think. Yep. I went to his live, and Tracy and Catherine Powell got into it bad on Lemon. And now I missed this part of Lemon Live last night. Tracy and Beans and Cornbread got into it. I missed that part of the live because he had the red ball where you can't red ball it back. So after I go after two, I'm gonna watch that. I'm gonna go through his video and see who all got into it, and then I'll talk to you all about it because I got to see it before I report on that. Uh, I talked about Nika, her contest. Oh, on Brandon contest when he announced 88 as the winner. Wu hit the ceiling, and she had went from panel to panel to panel ever since that day. I don't think that girl been asleep in. Uh, Let me see. Today is November. What is the day? November
Third.
the 3rd. Okay. Ever since the 30th, I don't think she been asleep. But she thought he was gonna in the contest and get the $1,000, and he wound up giving it to 88, and come to find out, her and Brandon been rubbing toes on it together, and she been showing him her ussy and everything, her playing in it on video to him that FaceTiming. She was doing that with him, and then he was talking to her about coming up to Seattle and staying in a homeless shelter and all of that stuff. And I was saying, oh, what? Yeah, she was evidently she was gonna go up there summer. He was gonna come back down to Texas and move in with her. But what I'm having a problem with on that, I ain't saying for some people to do it, they do shit like that. But she ain't even got a roof over her head. So where he gonna stay with her in Texas? Because Larry ain't gonna let Brandon move in with him. How's she gonna invite somebody to live with her? Now that's crazy, ain't it? You invite somebody to move in, you ain't got your own shit. Y'all hear me? But she was he got a girl up there already. He got a wife. They got a newborn, and then he got a girlfriend that live up there. And then Woo, what you gonna do with your little boy? You gonna leave him with Larry? Or surely you won't drag that baby across the country. I know you ain't that dumb. But her and Brandon honey been sweet talking. And then he she was playing her hoo ha and all of that. And then he had told her, now she said he told her on the phone that she was guaranteed to win the contest. But when he called 88 name out, honey, Wu had a fit. And she is still hitting panels having a fit. And she lying from panel to panel to panel. Every panel she go on, the story change. And then the girl that didn't win with her, Lovely, she cussing her out like she won. She ain't said nothing to 88 won $1,000. Why you ain't said nothing to 88? Why you messing with the other loser? She lost just like you did. Y'all hear me? the video, Nika, is not up. See, somebody was saying that with Lemons that it's up, child. But honey, Brandon had been promising from what Wu say, he had been promising him that her money. And then she was telling when Brandon was still on, she was saying something in the chat about him saying that she was gonna win. And then he said, I'll show that she was gonna show the Texas between them two. And he said, bitch, I'll show him. And he opened his phone up and he showed all the texts. And he was telling her she had a good chance to win. Now, having a good chance to win and winning, that's two different things, child. And they've been cadoodling closely ever since October the 13th. They've been rubbed and told. And then she didn't win that contest, y'all. And she been acting a goddamn fool. And they say she was over there at Lex crying. And I got to watch that. I gotta make a note to watch Lex so I can tell you if she was crying or not on there. She's a mess. And y'all know what, Brandon? He been in the clouds the whole time, y'all. He dropped down every once in a while. And he dropped down over there at 357 the other night when Wu was up there lying. He dropped down in out the clouds on. He was writing paragraphs in the chat, and I was hollering. You hear me? And Brian, what's her name, was on the panel. And she was saying, he down there not typing, and they was going down telling him where to go, Broadway, where to go to get what he was saying, to put it on the screen so we could all see it. He was rubbing it in her face, and y'all, last night Broadway cussed Gina out like she was a dog. Cause I was running back and forth between Broadways and Lemons. I would go, I watch over here for a while, then I'd run over to Broadways, and I stay over there while then I run back to Lemons. I was back and forth between those two lines. Cause see, Broadway put his on membership a lot, and I couldn't remember. My mind be so messed up sometimes. You get a star beside your name if you are a member, and I couldn't remember about the star thing, and I almost about another membership. I got sleepy. That's all that was. But then I seen I'm still a member, so I can watch the replays. Because if you're not a member, and some of them people that's over there in Twitch, you can't watch the replays. Paulette, she was crying and having a mental what, Bishop? Child. And when he did that live before the contest, a day or two before the contest, that's when he announced he was leaving YouTube after the contest. Okay, so different people's getting up there like 88. Girl, you was up there acting like you didn't know. Oh my God, I ain't gonna say nothing. But Wu got up there. She was crying. Brandon, I hate to see you leaving. It was nice knowing you. Acting that fake ass crack, cause she'll do that. She was in love with the cap. Yes. And she is so hurt right now, y'all. And she was believing what he said. She was actually believing him. And she is mad. She been mad ever since the 31st, y'all. She acting up and talking about, and her and Royalty got into it the other day. She kept messing with Royalty, and she was saying, we STL over at No, I wasn't at Bimps. It was, where was we? At my house. She acted the biggest fool with uh royalty, and royalty had been quick going to, being a faithful person to be at the captain's way before he quit going live. Way before the contest, and have a lot of people in his chat. I've been trying to follow. Yeah, it be going down, but he say he ain't gonna be on here no more. But I believe he coming back because, like I said, he been dropping out the clouds, laughing and move face, child. He was putting it all in her face last night at Broadway. At Broadway, cussed Gina out like a dog. And he was telling her she to quit going around YouTube and talking about her and him effing and her sucking his wee wee. He said he wouldn't have it. He said, you mean all them cootie cats to go to wherever she lived, uh, Las Vegas, all them kitty cats. You mean to tell me I'm prepared to pass all them kitty cats up and come to Vegas for your old ass? He was talking to her like that, which is the truth. Child, he talked about her like a dog last night. Talking about how she walking the street at 3 and 4 o'clock in the morning, leaving her man in the house. I ain't never had a man that would allow me to go out like that. Child, she's scandalous. But I was so happy when I went over there and he was cussing her out, and I missed the beginning, girl. I don't know how long he had been cussing her out. Hey, pretty chocolate girl. Hey, child. Y'all, I didn't. And I'm gonna have to go see that. I'm gonna have to go see Lack. I'm gonna have to go back over and look at Broadway. And there's somewhere else I got to go look at. And I'm gonna look at that stuff before I'm trying to say before I start watching. Oh, let me tell you what else happened last night. Gigi went live. And when she came on last night, child, she had on some little short white shorts. And she had on a white top. So I'm assuming it was like a sleeping set. And she had a jacket on top of it because I guess it was cool, you know. And she was dancing. Y'all hear me? She was uh taking her booty and bouncing her titties and all of that. And I was saying, Gigi. And I watched that for a while. Then I ran back to Broadway. And then I run back to Lemons and I run back to Gigi's. And then I go over there and she was having fun. And then she would start dragging, honey. She was dragging too. She was dragging Mink and somebody else. I think Nurse K. No, not Nurse K. Because her and Nurse K, I think they cool now, which I'm happy. Because a lot of people have always been against Gigi. I like Gigi. And so she have to fight all the time when she be on here. She remind me of 2300. Most of the time when you go through there, she raising hell, okay? And she could drag for hours and hours just like 2300, honey. She be over there dragging, y'all. Uh so Gigi was dancing. She would drag for a while. She was folding clothes up. She was dancing. She was doing it all. Do you hear me? And I'm gonna tell you something that's funny. The ladies over there in the Mo 3 sector. Now they could be dragging each other to the dirt, and one of them put on some damn music, and you talking about twerking. Do you hear me? I get so tickled when they do that. And then after they get through twerking, they back fighting. That man is just riding. He ain't even ridden. He just there. And Broward was saying, I'd be damned if I ever give you some money. You got a man. You got a nigga laying up in that house. I ain't giving you shit. He was talking to her like that, y'all, last night. He was saying all kind of stuff, child. And I was getting my life. Okay? I was getting my life. I wouldn't have you to stop saying that shit about me. I was saying, what? He should have told her ass that a long time ago when she first started talking that kind of way to him. You have to stop stuff before it starts, especially with that sex talk. No, I love Gigi Hunter. She was on last night. She had them little shorts on, and she was pulling them up, and she hunching, and she was just in her zone last night on when she woke up. Okay, and Gigi would drag a while, dance a while, roll up clothes. She was doing it all, honey. And so when Broadway went off, everybody went over to Gigi's because he had asked in the chat, "Hey, is anybody live? Is anybody live?" And I didn't say nothing for a while, and I see did nobody else put it down, and so I finally put it in the chat that Gigi was live. Well, Broadway told Mink, your girl live, 'cause Gigi, Mink and Gigi do not get along, and so he said, "Your girl live." And you ought to go on over there. If she was trying to get him to stay live, because I think she had 4 or 5 more hours of work where she drive trucks, and I could see, hey, stay on for a little longer. I would say the same thing to him if I drove trucks. Being at a chat you like, somewhere you like to be at. But Broadway had did 11-hour live last night. He did over 11 hours, and he was tired. So I understand why he went off. Because you can only do so damn much, Just give people so much of your time. But him, Lemon, Mahia, when the captain was being live, they put in the work, okay? They puts in the work for they money. Cause I ain't gonna do it. But you know what? The time really do slip by if you got something to talk about. Because look, I've been on almost 2.5 hours. And I've been running my mouth the whole time. So you can wind up staying on here a long time because I have done over 4 hour lives before. And I would never thought I'd do a live that long. Just sitting up here talking. I don't have many people over here, but some people listen to what I'm saying. And I try to keep it like stuff that it might perk your interest. Um, how I be moving around YouTube. And plus I do watch what I'm having fun looking at now is a lot of people that voted for our president. With what's going on now, it's affecting them, and they are crashing out. Do you hear me? I guess they forgot they was on food stamps. I guess they forgot they was poor. I guess they forgot they was farmers. When a lot of them shit that he been signing past, they crops is rotting in the field and rotting in the wherever they keep their corn and soybeans and stuff like that. It stopped a lot of movement, especially like with the seasonal workers that move around that they don't pay nothing to pick all this shit. The stuff is rotting on the vine. Y'all hear me? All that's going on and that's hitting them. Hey, I voted for this. Okay? Hey, I get SNAP. Hey, I ain't got no workers to pick this shit. And my crop is just going to waste out there. It's a reason for everything. And sometimes you got to step back and look at who you're voting for. And see, we in a little turmoil now because the people didn't realize what they voting for was gonna get them. Because it ain't just Mexicans, well, I'll say Hispanic and blacks getting aid or some kind of way from the government and whites. It's in the right ways. When you look at it, more of them is getting it than anybody. So what they crying about? I'm just saying, like I said, I don't do the politics, but I'm just looking at this shit that's coming across my screen every day. It is not. It's a whole different now than it was. We'll say 6 months ago. See, it wasn't hurting nobody, but see now it's hurting all kind of industry. These different tariffs and all these bills and shit. But now we're getting some of the fallout, okay? But it's not all of it. And I'm gonna sit here just like I do every day throughout the day when I log off of YouTube so I can get caught up with the real world. But I see all that shit, okay? And the same thing make you laugh sometimes, it'll make you cry, baby, okay? But I'm getting ready to get out of here. I've been on here over 2.5 hours, and I think I'm gonna have me a good old country bacon and tomato sandwich for my breakfast. Okay. Ooh, child. Honey, they been acting a goddamn fool over there. Them contests, which I love. I love it. Ooh, child. I wonder what's gonna be the next contest. Now, you know, I told you guys that they're having that country, they're having a soul food cookout or whatever over there in the Moultrie sector. Well, they're having some issues right now. And what the issue is, I think they're doing it all wrong, but it's not my place to say. The people that's running the damn contest say they're going to get all the contestants $100 to buy the product. You hear me? $100 to get your shit for the contest. And now you whining about it. I started to give you some help pointers, but see, I'm not from that section, so I ain't getting in y'all shit. But if you were smart, you'd be doing like these folks in the beef sector. Ask for donations. They ask for donations to help get their products. But see, y'all doing it. Is it ass backwards or you putting the horse? You putting the cart before the wagon. The wagon before the horse. Well, child, woman got over there complaining about the $100 that they told these folks they were gonna give them. What if they have 20 people in the contest? That's a lot of money, y'all. What if you give me $100 and I buy $10 worth of stuff? What if you give what if you give me $100 and I run off with the plug? Y'all hear me? And now the lady was over there tripping, and when she said she was giving these folks $100 to buy the products, I said, "Shut your mouth and keep on talking." Broadway didn't want to hear the shit. You know, he ain't caring. He know his contest came off good. He ain't worried about nobody else contest, child. And people have been giving him kudos ever since his contest. And Jackie, because she took a Big Baby place because Big Baby in jail. And his contest went wonderful. And you know, it is what it is. Everybody been giving Mahia and IGT they kudos. Cause like on his video, it's on my wall, but he got his son in it, he got his wife in it, and he was doing the producing. Like, cut, let's roll him. He was doing that kind of shit. And I thought that was so cute to have your family involved in a Halloween contest. I don't see nothing wrong with that, you know. But some of the people, his haters, on they didn't think he was supposed to win. And I've been loving to hear how they've been talking. Some of them mad as a wet hen. Now the one I see acting up mostly about it is Mink. She is having a fit. Do you hear me? And she may as well get over because honey, my hair got that money with IGT. And so, and Gina the other night, after Mahia won that money, he went live. I didn't see much of his live, but she was over there acting like a vulture after something dead. She had perched. I guess she was trying to figure out a way to get some of that 1300. But I know Mahia had more sense than that. I heard about that out in the YouTube streets, but I will find out more about that, and I'm a member on his Twitch. Uh, so I'll get to see about that. And the reason I'm a member on his Twitch is because I was a member on his YouTube page, and he don't really go live on that page. And so that's why I'm a member on Twitch, okay? Because I'm a member on him, and I'm a member on Tracy. But see, right now, I got to get my membership. Thank you for thinking of that. I got to get my membership back on Tracy because I think that when you lose your channel, that the membership go away. So I got to look on her channel, the one she on Tracy 4 to make. But I don't until she monetized, she can't get members, and she got enough hours now, so it should pop up on her. The tabs. It should pop up like when she get members, and so I resubscribe to her because she was the only one I was a member for a long time, and then I became a member on Mahia because I can't afford to be a member of everybody's channel. I'm not gonna try to afford it. I ain't, I just can't do it. I got too many other emergencies that can happen. You know, you never know. And really don't want nobody going in my account every month. I don't want a lot of that. So I give when I feel like it or when I can afford it. You know what I'm saying? Because I can't afford everybody. I just can't do it. And it's just kind of like with my brother. Our family has grown so much. Like because my mother had she had grandchildren, great great grand. Just on and on and on. And she could not keep up to buy for all of them. And so she had to think of other things to do, because she didn't have the heart to leave nobody out. So she started, when she always did this, but she do it more. She did more before she passed. She would do like pastries and ship them. And then it got to where it got high to ship the stuff. And she had to figure out other ways to do it, like book, giving them the little money in the cards and, gift cards somewhere and shit like that. But you have to think about that. Like I said, I can't afford it. And then, like I said, I got children, I got grandchildren, and got two great grannies now. So my money goes on them before it go on YouTube, you know. So, YouTube is supposed to be a free app. But like I said, I do donate and I do have two memberships and I just can't do a whole lot. I'm not putting all my money in no YouTube. It is what it is. And if you got a problem with it, you just got a problem with it. So, ooh, child. I'll see you guys next time. Bye.